Unlike rules in the secular culture, rules governing biblical institutions are not arbitrary. God's view of the family does not change based on the circumstances or the whims of a culture. Hello, I'm Swain, author of Countercultural Living, what Jesus has to say about life, marriage, race, gender, and the material world. We continue our series with the question of how we should view marriage. This chapter discusses marriage longevity, biblical grounds for divorce, and the reality of same-sex marriage. We turn to God's Word for the answer to the question of how should we view marriage. Marriage is a sacred covenant ordained by God for the permanent union of one man and one woman who form a monogamous relationship for purposes of mutual support, companionship, and propagation of humanity. According to the biblical narrative of Adam and Eve, God officiated over the first marriage in human history when He decided it was not good for man to be alone. Companionship and procreation were part of God's plan for human beings. God created the biological differences between males and females, and His Word speaks specifically about the roles men and women should exercise within the home and the church. Unlike rules in the secular culture, rules governing biblical institutions are not arbitrary. God's view of the family does not change based on the circumstances or the whims of a culture. Knowing what God has to say about marriage and proper relationships between males and females can help us make better decisions at every step in the process, from courtship to tying the knot. I wish I'd known this information early in life. From personal experience, I can attest to the pain and disruption of lives that comes from divorce. The Bible offers God's people the best guidance for marriage longevity.